Okay, so welcome everybody. It's your host, Tiko Bona, and I'm very happy to have a special guest here with us today, Maazi Dibia. He's a man who speaks for himself, and I'll let him do his formal introduction as all that he is. But before we go ahead, we would like to give honor to our divine guardians and ancestors who have made it possible for this space to hold and for the informations that we are about to learn, relearn, and unlearn today, to make it possible. So, Mazi, I will go according to your instructions, your guidance, so that you can lead us.
Okay, I am in your house by virtue of the custom. I am a guest, so the libation, the itunzu, there are aspects of libation. So the one you do today is etumanya. Okay, so you go first. You do the libation as you are led. I'm okay.
Okay.
Okay, so you do the libation as you are led, then you can now ask me to conclude, and no problem. Audio.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can still hear me, but your audio is a bit off.
Yes, I can hear you. I can hear you. Yeah.
Okay, so I think the problem is you coming closer.
Yeah.
Yeah, in the time of your libation, I didn't hear much, but in my hand, I brought a minute crucible of the Nzu. Okay, since you've done
Yeah.
etomanya, that is libation. Since you've done etomanya, I think I will conclude it by doing a ototunzu. Okay, so there is a disparity between itunzu and the emanzu. Okay,
Okay.
so itunzu is sometimes we do you see me using this finger, the nail, to scrape off crucible from. Then there are sometimes you do the whole submission of the nzu to the pantheon. Okay, so one is giving crucibles and another one is giving holistically the entirety of the nzu you
Okay.
have. So this morning, we must do it in our native language so that everybody will feel among. Chukwu na ọdịnala ekene gị, ọrụ ọbara bụ ekwensu ekene gị, akaodi ibu aja na ekene gị, ogolijite ekenele m unu, ibe nne m na ya dị na mma, ndị atụlụkpe nsu na anyị dịkwa n'ọtụlụ odi na ya adịgo ka ya adị, unu meela anyị ama ibe anyị bịara ka anyị mee ibe amụmụ ibe ka ndị be anyị mụta ibe ele eji eme omenala dịka ọ dị mgbe gboo. Asị biko anyị ama mbụ ọtụlụ ogoli, anyị ama mbụ ọfụka, anyị ya na-ege ntị, akụziela anyị, anyị bụrụ ndị ọbara ijite, bụrụ ndị ọkala otule, wee bụrụ ndị ọbara tule ka i wee kwuo anyị dịka ndị maala ibe n'iru unu. Ndụ ka anyị na-ayọ n'ife niile anyị amụ ya bụla anyị ife ọma. Anyị gbuo n'aka nna ya gbute mma, agụ ụzọ agụta ọnụ si na chi evorugo ibe taanị ya ebutela anyị. Taanị bụ oye abịa na ụbọchị na mbọ mbosi oye mbụ mbosi ndị mmiri ji egosi egosi kwunu so ite mmụọ na-emela amara mmụọ si na mmiri kwunu ma amara eze nwaanyị mmiri bịa na-eto obi kwunu mee ka ibe siri ike na ndụ anyị mbe karịa ngole ka ọ jara n'aba chukwu na ọdịnala ise 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 ise. So nna m, the floor.
So, as you all know, for those who'll be watching this later on, the reason for this program is to shed more light on. You can't see here. Oh, is it better now? I think I would have to be this close. Is it better now?
Yes, loud and clear.
Okay. So for those who'll be watching this, the reason for having this conversation is to make clear Igbo cosmology, Igbo worldview, for us to learn the truth, as a lot of misinformations have been out there, and in most cases, no information at all. So we are happy to have Maazi Dibia here with us today, and he will be shedding light, on certain issues as we go. So, Maazi, the first question I would like to ask you is this: what is the difference between Igbo cultural traditions and Igbo spirituality? The reason I'm asking this is because there are a lot of people, especially Christians, or especially Christians, Igbo Christians, who say that because they wear native, because they come back home in August to do Iriji and all that, they say they are practicing the culture, but nothing concerns them with the spirituality. And I ask, what is the difference? What really is the difference? And there's a part two to that, a part two to that question. To the person who is more knowledgeable, like you, of our culture, how ridiculous is it for somebody to actually say they practice the culture and they reject the spirituality?
Okay, the question you asked me, the difference between Igbo spirituality and Igbo culture.
Yes,
The truth is, in chemistry, we are made to understand that for every particulate matter, that there are always molecules. In each molecule, there is an atom. Then when you look at the atom, you begin to see that the atom is not just a composite of one thing, but rather contains proton, neutron, and electron.
yes,
And even if you look deeper, you see that there are, in the nucleus, there are other things that are so minute that you can classify as iotas, and so forth. And so even in the iotas, there are other minute entities, which means the the composite of Igbo-ness, Ifemela Ejibụ Igbo, I would not want to divide it too big so that every audience can carry along. But I will divide it in two ways. I will divide it in cosmology and ontology. I repeat, I will divide it in cosmology and ontology. Cosmology is all about the origin, the study of the origin, the history, development. Okay? Then the ontology will do about the metaphysical, that which is unseen. I will divide it, this cosmology and ontology. In Igbo, I will look at it from this way. Our Igbo-ness is not complete without considering the ordinary and the Omenaala. Okay? The
yes.
ordinary and the Omenaala. And I will explain. What is ordinary? Ordinary is that which is indigenous to us, that which nature made available to us as Igbos in our geographical location. Part of the ordinary is that we know that we have Ajan, the earth, the mother earth, a feminine entity. We have Mili, E, Ngene, whichever word you call it, Mili, E, Ngene. It's the same thing. Mili, E, Ngene. It's the same thing. The marine body,
What? Yeah.
the aquatic body, that which is marine, it is indigenous to us, all the water bodies of the Igbo land. Okay? Then, for every part of Igbo land, you can see the sun from there. We came, we met them. The feminine moon, the moon goddess, we saw them as nature.
Yes, I can hear. We met nature, all these elements, all these. Yeah.
Fire, water, the land, that is the earth, and the
Yes,
gas, the
and
air
wind.
we breathe. Eke Oyafa and now, but there is a fifth dimensional plane of existence, and that is where the ontology comes into existence. Our ancestors are not only concerned about the cosmology, which is the physical plane, but they are also interested in the fifth dimensional plane, which is the metaphysical, that which the two eyes cannot behold. And that is where ontology comes into existence. So the totality of our existence is demystified in two forms: the cosmology, the cosmos, and the
Yeah,
ontology, the unforeseen.
for saying. So we are divided into
Okay?
the seen and the
So the
unseen.
ordinary, yes, the unseen and the seen.
Seen,
Okay?
yes.
Now, the
Yeah.
ordinary caters for everything our eyes can see. Then the omenana also How do we relate that which our eyes can see in our day-to-day life? How do we do it in our day-to-day life? You get the point now? So Odinana is that which is indigenous to us, the water body, the sun, okay, the air we breathe, okay, the trees. Part of the Odinana is the kola, ọjị. Ọjị bụ ọdịnala, anyị bịa kwudo ọjị. Nzu bụ ọdịnala, anyị bịa kwudo nzu n'ala. Akpụ ọkalete, the feminine tree where spirits converge. The Iroko tree, ọjị. There is a disparity between this to mark ọjị and ọjị. Ọjị is the kola, ọjị is the Iroko. Then we also have Ebenebe.
Ebenebe is the chief repellent of... Well. You're kind of breaking.
Ebenebe is the chief repellent of negative energies.
Maazi, the thing is hanging, yes.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Okay. Let's wait for it soon. No problem. I'm with you now.
They are trying to frustrate us, but we'll try our best. So, the Omenaala is the way we do things. For example, many Igbo people don't know that Igbo people don't pay dowry. Rather, we do bride price. I repeat.
Wow, that's some people think it's the same thing. Like they will say dowry. People interchange these words, thinking dowry is bride price.
That's why I tell people. Sometimes the problem we have is this English language. Our people are not good with semantics. Bride price is what a man pays to the family of her bride to take a wife. Dowry is what a woman pays to the family of the groom to take a husband. You can look it up in the dictionary. So Igbo people don't have anything like dowry in our culture. You get it in now? Yeah. So there is only one time dowry can come into place when you want to, when a woman is no longer interested in the marriage, when a woman is divorcing the husband, or the husband is divorcing the woman, the family of the woman is expected to give back. But you can't call it dowry, because the people that pays dowry is the Indians.
It's the Indians, yeah. Really, yeah.
In India, a woman pays for the man. But Omenaala Igbo, a man pays for the woman. So the price is to Igbos as dowry is to Indians. So we must set this record straight. Then moving further, you cannot separate the panther from its skin, okay? The spiritual aspect of Odinana and the Omenaala also involve the ceremonial function. You cannot tell me you are coming for Iliji, that Iliji is Omenaala, but you are not interested in the spiritual rituals involved in Iliji. And I will explain. There are two things to it: the ontology and the cosmology. Just like in politics, when you say we are observing parliamentary system of government, the president and the prime minister, one performs executive function, one performs ceremonial function. So we use this concept and come to Odinana. If you see anybody celebrating Iliji, I can boldly tell you, 97% of Igbo celebrating Iliji does not know that there is a deity that brought about Iliji. And that pantheon is the pantheon observed in the 6th month of our indigenous calendar. That pantheon is called Ifijioku. Tuama people call it Ihijioku. Okay, some people call it Ahanjioku. So whichever way you call it, the V, F, and the H is almost interchangeable in several Igbo parlance. The dialectical dysfunction. Some people use V, Omombala use V, Igbo uses H or F sometimes. The Abaja people uses F. Isu people uses H. That is why if you see somebody saying Akajiofo, some people will say Akajiofo or V instead of F.
Yeah. F.
And some people tell you Akajioho. And some people will even tell you Akajioro. R. So depending on the dialect, do not say that the Igbo is not original.
So it's the same concept.
Dialectical dysfunction. So when you hear Ifijioku, Ivejioku, Ihejioku, Ahajioku, Ihijioku, they are all one word, different tones. That's why our people na sing in Igbo na asu n'onu n'onu.
Yeah. The same
Okay?
concept but different dialects.
Exactly. So now the Vijioku in my dialect is the same thing with Ifejioku or Ifijioku in every part of Igbo land. A pantheon which is involved with the Igbo crop, the staple food we eat.
Yeah.
Okay? So it is observed in the 6th month because we start our planting season by the first rain, which is always around the March through April, depending on the moon that came. Because we follow a 13 lunar month of the constellation.
Right.
Okay?
As it would be. Yeah.
You understand now? So if we
Yes.
see the new moon, maybe by ending of March or beginning of April, depending on the year, depending on the month, whatever happened with the determinant of the Easter, which is the equinox. The equinox determines how the moon tilts.
Cosmic movement.
So if we observe the moon and we see the new moon of the new year in April, it comes with a rainfall. We start tilling the earth. We deposit yam into the earth. By the 6th month, the yam must have matured. We go for harvest. When we harvest it, we will use the male fowl, okopa, the cockerel. We use the okopa and pay homage. We offer okopa to the Joku deity, the pantheon that made us to have a successful harvest without a beetle destroying our yam, without a pest destroying our farmland. So we always bring in the ancient time, the Fijioku is kept in 2 places. One in the barn, in the yam barn, and also on the farm, Normago, where we crop. So the Fijioku will be in the farmland. We call it an Arobunago, meaning a pantheon living in the forest, in the farm. That word Ago there is the farm. The Arobinago. So the Arobinago, the Fijioku now, we give the Okoba to the Arobinago to tell him, thank you for giving and shielding our farm. You did not allow thieves to come to the farm. You did not allow pests and other rodents to destroy our crop. Thank you. That is on the 6th moon. Okay. We also do to the one in the barn. Thank you for making our barn not to run dry. We do this using the cock. Okoba kejia eme ifijioku.
Eme this thing, yeah.
Okoba kejia eme ifijioku. I will sell you opala when we do libation with the blood of the cock. Okay. We take the parts that is necessary for it, which involves the head with the 2 legs, the liver and the heart. Okay. Okay. We pour our libation, do the breaking of kola nut, itunzu iwoji. Okay. Imedo. Then we keep that which belongs to the pantheon. The rest belongs to us. We celebrate with our family. Okay. Yeah. That is to announce the harvest of the yam. Now, imagine somebody who did not witness the rituals of the Fijioku now saying that he came for New Yam Festival. It is because someone have done the ritual and you are seeing the ceremonial function.
I want you to just give us because a confirmation that this still happens. Because we have to believe, we have to at least for me to say that yes, our culture is still alive. I believe that Dibias all around Igbo land, when it's time for New Yam, that they perform this right, irrespective of what the Christians say that they are doing on their own. I believe this culture is very much vibrant and alive.
Every Dibia in Igbo land that knows what is Ifijioku must do this, I'm telling you. It is sacrosanct. It is irrevocable. And it can never go away because this is our existence. Okay? Now, when we do this, Because the opposite of a Dibia is Ofeke.
Ofeke,
Ofeke
yes.
is not an insult. It means that you are not a Dibia.
A Dibia,
And
yes.
Ofeke will now come saying that the initiate, the Dibia, have done the rituals of appeasement and appreciation, appraisals, and they are now coming for the ceremonial function. He said that you were not there when the ritual was performed. What is a ritual? A ritual is that which is done at an appointed time over and over again. If you brush your teeth every morning, it's a ritual. If you eat food every night, it's a ritual. So everything you do at an appointed time repeatedly is a ritual. So if Ijoku is a ritual because we do it every 6th moon of the year. Why I'm demystifying the word ritual is because, like I told you, our people are really not good with the English language.
With words, yeah. They want to hear that word ritual.
So when they hear the word ritual, they see it as fetishism.
Negative. Yeah, negative inclination so immediately. Yes.
No, now, it's just like the word pagan. The word pagan means a villager in the actual sense.
You see?
So, don't you have a village?
Of course, I do. So everybody that has a village is a pagan.
Yeah. You see the thing now? So, what I always take time to demystify some of these things is I bring it to the English balance, reduce it to you, dissect it in a indigenous balance for you to comprehend. Now the difference is this: for you to truly comprehend a thing, you must pass through 3 phases. Then you get yourself in the final phase. The first phase is you have to understand it. The second phase is you have to understand it. The third phase is you have to overstand it.
Understand it. Where you have wholesome knowledge.
I will do a simple analogy for you using this. Let me look for something to explain to you. Now, this is a container. By shaking this, I'm hearing something like liquid inside. If I conclude that this is a container only, the only thing I have about this container is understanding. But if I want to go further, I need to understand it. I will unlid it. I'll open the lid to see what is inside this container.
What is inside it? Look deeper.
Something came out. Oh, then I will do. Oh, it is not even a liquid that is inside. It is a gel, which means I have grown past understanding. I am now on the inner standing.
Yes.
And by very sampling and observation, oh, this is a lotion. I have understood it. Understand.
Understand. Yes.
Observe to understand. Then you can now say you are outstanding. When you are outstanding the subject matter, you've comprehended the whole thing.
Holistically, wholesomely.
So you must pass through this 4th stage in every facet of life. This is applicable to every facet. Because at the point of understanding, I could have assumed it is water that is inside. But when I understood it, I discovered that this is not water, but a gel. To understand, I have to test it. And I discovered that this is a cream. A lotion that I can use for my body. Then, by virtue of understanding, understanding and overstanding, I am now standing on the subject matter that I have a full comprehension
of what it is and what it's used for. Yes.
So, what is Omenaala? Many people understand the Omenaala, but they've not taken time to understand it.
Understand. What more?
Are you listening to me now?
Yes.
So those people telling you about Ifijoku, the only thing they have about Ifijoku is the understanding of Ifijoku, the New Yam Festival. Okay, let me start it this way. Those people who go for Iriji, they only but have understanding of Iriji. When they dig deeper, they will find out that there is a pantheon called Ifijoku who owns Iriji. That is understanding. Then when they dig deeper, they will notice that there is a ritual following the Ifijoku. That is understanding. And when they gather these 3 together, they are now outstanding. They can boldly claim that they have comprehended what it means to perform iliji. So this is the narrative I bring to this 21st century. The 4 cadres of comprehension, the 3 levels of comprehension.
You shouldn't just
The
take things at
understanding,
surface level. Yes.
the inner standing, and the overstanding. And once you do these 3 levels, you become outstanding.
Outstanding.
Okay? Being outstanding distinguishes you from the crowd. You see, as I'm talking, I'm not mumbling. Because with fast and figure, I know what I'm telling you. It has become a part of me. So now, you asked me one question, and this one question you asked me has been taking me to several branches. And I hope you are not regretting it. So
no, not at all, because it gives a clearer picture,
The
yes.
spiritual aspect of Omenaala complements the physical aspect of Omenaala.
Physical aspect.
So you cannot say you are doing Omenaala without understanding the ontology and the cosmology
around it. Yeah. So I was saying it's not enough to just practice the physical thing. It's not enough to just say I'm Igbo. It's not enough to just say I go back to my village. You're connected. You go back to your village doesn't mean you're connected to your roots.
Yes.
You need
Let me
to
use
know
this
what
for example again.
Yeah.
One more analogy. You understand better now. You understand. In my hand is an artifact. That is what they would like to call it.
Yeah.
To reduce it to nothing. But to me, this is not an artifact. This is my identity. Now, an Ofeke will say that this is an idol.
Idol, yeah.
But a Dibia will call this a principle, a concept. Now,
you see,
in Alpha language, we call this the Agalinambo, the Ikenga. If you observe carefully, you notice that this is what gave birth to the English alphabet. A. Have you seen A here?
Yes.
The alphabet A, which was gotten from the Greek word alpha.
Alpha.
And ancient Akkadian language, which is modern day Hebrew. The ancient Akkadian and Yiddish, which is converted to modern day Hebrew, which is Aleph. From Akkadian Aleph, you got Alpha in Greek. The Akkadian Aleph was derived from the hieroglyph, ancient Kemetic hieroglyph, which is written by our ancestors. The head of the bull, Mpiato, Isiato. You see the bull now. You see the two horns of the bull.
Yeah.
When you turn it upside down, it gave you the A. The origin of the English alphabet started from what you have in my hand. Okay, now, if this is the Agalinambo, the double principle that says you must be productive. The concept this preaches is the principle of skill set, that every Igbo man must have a skill set.
Yeah, thanks for watching the first episode of my conversations with Maazi Dibia around Igbo cosmology, spirituality, and tradition. Do look out for episode 2, which will be coming out pretty soon. Thank you. Peace out.